Obesity is the topic today, right here on Home Affairs. It's Joy Prime, as you already know. And do make sure that today at 7:30, you're catching the Miss Universe Ghana 2018 Diva Diaries. The ladies obviously are going to have some kind of eviction. I'm not going to give it away just yet. Welcome to the show. My name is Movi Hayford. And as you already know, Home Affairs educates, informs, and obviously sometimes entertains as well. But make sure when we activate the phone lines, you're interacting with us. It's going to be on your screens, but for those of you who are fast, should I say fast fingers, can punch it in your phones right now. You're going to need it. Trust me, that's a life-saving number right there. It should be on speed dial number 1, 0302-211-70124. That's the number. And when we do activate it today, if you think you have either, should I say, loved ones, friends, who are borderline, I don't know. I just hate it when people say, she's fat, she's this. I hate that with a passion. I'm not fat anyway, but I'm just saying, why would you call someone fat? Like, it can be a disorder. Some people, should I say, some thick or big bone people actually are fitter than, slim ladies. So we have to watch the way we talk to some of these, ladies or gentlemen who are in that category. But anyway, we have experts in the studios who are going to shed more light on it, and we'll activate the phone line so that you can also ask your questions. In fact, I wish we'll activate it, earlier so you can have your say. You know what? I'm going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to meet our experts right here in the studios. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back from the break. So as you already know the topic, please make sure you are chipping in with your own contributions. I'm going to invite our guests, obviously, to put, should I say, more flesh on this skeleton so that we know exactly what to do if we find ourselves in that position. But last week, I got so many calls. A lot of people want to come here and share their stories, and you're more than welcome to do so. So please, call the lines and tell us if you want to be in the studios to share your own experience about whatever issue it is that you're going through. As you already know, I'm an advocate for speaking up about the things that you are, your struggles and challenges and stuff, so that other people can also get a better perspective of what it is to be in that shoe that you obviously are rocking, okay? Now, 0302-211-70124 is the number. Dr. Hannah Lisa is here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so obviously she's been on the show before. She's also the, should I say, in-house doctor for Home Affairs. She gives us all the topics that, for Health Zone. And so I'm going to let her introduce herself better than I have done today and tell us what you do.
Well, Dr. Hannah Lisa Tete, a general practitioner, and I work in Tema. That's basically it.
Okay. And our next guest is a dietitian. He goes by the name Desmond Parkwesi Hackman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about what you do as a dietitian.
Okay. So most people know doctors because, they're foremost health professionals in Ghana. A dietitian is also a health professional who, instead of medicine or surgery to perfect therapy, uses good diet. So a dietitian is a person who uses good food or appropriate food to treat a person.
I love the way you explained that in very plain English.
Yes.
I'm sure my guests are like, whoa, that was on point. So thank you for that insight, with what you do. But why should people come to you?
Okay. So presently, according to the World Health Organization, we have more conditions killing people which are not those that we used to know, like the HIV, the malaria that were killing us. Those that will move from one person to another through an agent, or what we call pathogen, like a microorganism, or maybe, let's say, a germ.
Please break it up. Yeah, that's
germ.
better.
Presently, we have more of the conditions killing us, like diabetes, hypertension, the deranged cholesterol, high cholesterol, as we call it, the cardiovascular diseases, those that are not, that will not move from one person to another because of a germ, but because of our lifestyle.
Right.
And when we say lifestyle, we are referring to most importantly, the way we eat. Because that is the one lifestyle that changes very little. It takes a long time for people to change their diet. And when they get onto a new diet, it becomes a bit difficult to change.
Right.
Apart from that, the WHO also says physical inactivity. Now, so diet and physical inactivity are the reasons that people are dying more.
Wow.
And that is what a dietitian is supposed to do. Dietitian prefers good food and also prefer a certain physical activity regime so that you will have good health. If you are not well too, you get better.
So counting calories is not, should I say, a Ghanaian habit. I don't see a lot of people go into the store and pick a can and count the calories that's in the can. I do it sometimes, but not everybody knows about it. Can we give, people awareness about how they should, control their calorie intake?
Okay.
Calories.
So let me put it this way. There's a simple way you can always know what your calorie is, your calorie requirement is. Everybody knows the size of your stomach. Everybody knows. The average Ghanaian knows that if I eat this amount of food, I'm going to get well. If I eat this much, I'm going to get too full. So everybody knows their stomach. So know yourself well. If you've not seen a dietitian, if not seen anybody who can help you get a certain calorie estimation, at least know your stomach. Because one of the reasons that most Ghanaians overeat or eat more than necessary is because we have too many staples, which are our food. As for me, see, I'm a Fanti, partly, and I like eto, banku. So if I'm eating banku, I would tend to eat more than necessary.
Okay.
Somebody
Why?
was also like, yes, because it's our staple. That's how we enjoy our food. We see that this is my food though, so I will eat. As for this one, it's my food, so I have to eat this much. So we often tend to eat more. One of the reasons, culturally, because we think this is our food. So the understanding of your calories, I always break it down to knowing yourself. Know that this is the amount of food I eat. And you know the work you're going to do too for that particular food you're eating. So if you know that, then eat that much of food for that.
Okay. So where do you come in, doctor?
Okay, so when it comes to obesity, well, we work with a dietitian. So there are certain conditions that we can't just manage without diets. We have to give you medications, but then your lifestyle is also very important. So then if, let's say like diabetes, would have to refer you to the dietitian. So they help you know what to eat and what not to eat and all of that. In certain diseases causing obesity, no matter what they do, they still need to see the dietitian so that it helps them better manage the condition. So that's when we work with them.
Okay, so if someone comes to your office, your hospital with, fat problems, you don't check them. You just send them to the dietitian?
No.
Okay.
So there are many causes of obesity or fat problems. So some of them can be as a result of a disease.
Okay.
So certain disease conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome, that cyst in your ovaries, can present with obesity. Some people have Cushing's syndrome. All of this presents with obesity. So for that, it's a medical condition. When we treat the medical condition or we keep it under control, then they may not necessarily have to see the dietitian. But in cases like hypertension, diabetes, where we need the dietitian to help them manage it with the medication, where it goes hand in hand, lifestyle modification together with medication. Then after we see them and prescribe the medication, we know that the medication won't be as effective as it should be if they don't modify their lifestyle. So then we refer them to the dietitian to help them know what to eat, when to eat it, and then how to eat it. Right.
Now, the most, should I say, gross comment I heard was actually from a doctor. I was in a hospital when, a very plumpy lady walked in and the doctor was like, why are you so fat? Why you eat too much? And I was like, what? Is that the kind of treatment that, we get at these health facilities when we go with our problems?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that doctor is alone. There are even more, other professionals. I don't want to categorize them, but other professionals, a particular group that will tend to look down on someone because of their weight and prefer all sort of reasons for which they become weight. There are so many reasons someone can become, overweight or obese. But one thing is very certain, that presently, more people are becoming obese because they are eating more than necessary. And when we say eating more than, not necessarily the quantum of food that you are eating, but
the quality,
what goes into it. So there are some foods that may look small in your eyes, but its weight by calorie, as you said, is too much.
Like what?
Yes.
The ice creams and these days, you know, we have fast food joints from all across the globe. I mean, pizza, chicken and chips, burgers, Whoppers, like, you know, and you see us munching them every single weekend.
Okay. So some few years ago, we didn't have them here.
Yeah.
Now they are here with us. And soon, I think more of them are going to come.
I think they bring us the injected chickens. They don't bring us the genuine
So we
one.
watch television and we see all these things. Okay, so what are they eating? All these nice things they are eating, like, you know, burgers and all stuff. And now they are here with us. And now we are also, quote unquote, richer than before. Before, it would take Christmas or Easter to eat chicken. But now you can eat chicken like anytime you want.
Every
day.
And
it seems we have money to afford that anytime. So it means that we are eating more fatty foods than before.
Right.
And even the normal carbohydrate that we used to eat, now we are eating more of that refined type. When we say refined, those that have less fiber, less chaff.
What are they?
So if we used to eat bread before, now we like more of the white bread because all those that we use for the burgers and stuff are the ones that
buns.
were white breads, right? The other foods that we eat, for instance, the porridges.
Okay.
Before we eat the white cocoa, you know the white cocoa, the one we use corn dough.
Right.
Now who will even eat that? Now we won't. We want to go for
I haven't
conflicts.
had that in a while.
Yes.
So is that a healthier choice?
That's a healthier choice because the fiber in there, the chaff in there, it's not sieved. So you eat a little and the chaff will help improve the satiety.
I thought chaff was supposed to like be blown off. Now chaff is actually good for us.
It's good. And somehow our forebears knew that. So they will never sieve it. And they'll give it to us. You know. And so now we have transitioned so much. Now we eat more of the refined carbohydrates, fatty foods, and the fried foods, you know. And
have you had lunch?
Yes, I did.
What did you have?
It's a banku.
Hey, now the day so
no, but I've told you that we have our staple. It's my favorite. No, it's about.
And in the morning, what did you have?
In the morning I took oats.
Okay, very healthy.
Yeah, very healthy.
Okay, so I think I should go to Dr. Hannah Lisa because you obviously you know, you look very slim. Are you on a diet?
I'm not on a diet. But
you were built this way.
Oh no.
Were you obese before?
Yes. Not obese, but I was bigger.
Okay.
I think that, well, I was stressed that I increased my activity in medical school. I increased my activity in medical school.
Okay.
Not consciously, but then medical school came with all the stress and a lot of activity. So then, I mean, I lost some weight. And I think that I know what I do is I know what my BMI is. So I know what weight gives me a healthy BMI.
Okay.
So I try to keep myself within that weight range. So when I see that I'm going above that weight range, then I try and come back. So it's not a diet, it's just I know this is healthy for me.
Right.
So I decide to stay within my healthy weight range.
Okay.
So that's...
Since I came back, I've been to the doctors 3 times and no doctor has even mentioned that to me. So what kind of conversations are you having with patients these days? Because if someone should walk in, I mean, that should not be the focus of your conversation to them. But wouldn't it be nice if you see someone who's a bit big boned? I'm very big boned anyway. So naturally, I have a very heavy structure. But it would be nice for a doctor to ask you, you know, what weight are you? We don't ask that. We just go to the nurse. The nurse measures you on a scale and that's it. What's up with that?
Sometimes we have a challenge because even when we tell the people to go see a dietitian, they don't go. We book so many of them.
You're dodging my question.
No,
here.
I'll come there. I'm saying that's our challenge, yes. Then there's a form of stigmatization associated with being obese. So when you even mention it, you have people, you tell them, you've gained weight, you need to lose some weight, and then they've told some of my colleagues, but you're also fat. I mean, yes, I'm fat, but I'm not coming with a comorbidity associated with obesity. I'm not coming with diabetes. It might come years
after. You're enjoying it now.
Yes. So I think in our society, we're not too open to certain things. So in as much as we try to talk to them, that's the challenge. When you want to help them, they are not too open because they feel like there's a bit of stigmatization associated with it.
So it's what?
Yes, so it's, and even sometimes if you're not careful how you go about it, you may even lead the person into depression, because women in particular are very particular about how they weigh. So if you even just tell somebody, I think you've gained a little bit of weight. Even look at husbands and wives at home. If the husband says, I think you've gained a little bit of weight, the woman becomes all edgy, you know?
It's the way you say it too. I think we need to be educated on how to deliver, you know, some of these compliments, or obviously that's not really a compliment to some, but someone, I know a slim girl who wants to put on weight. She wants the hips and the boobs, and she eats like crazy. So you were saying that, you know, it's only big people who eat, but I know some slim chicks who can devour a whole chicken in one sitting.
I meant to say that. The reason presently, the reason that people are putting more than necessary is because they are taking more calories, not necessarily eating too much, but it's taking more calories. Somebody can decide to eat 3 times within 3 hours, and there will be smaller foods. And you think that, oh, this is nothing, that's nothing, this is nothing. Because they are taking in more calories, altogether, so much calories. If they had eaten something more sizable at some point in time, it would have sustained them till the next meal time. So people are taking more calories. And to just try and then help with Dr. Lisa's answer, you know, people are now gradually becoming more aware of themselves. Before, we saw that culturally, we saw the plump size as a sign of healthy living, good living.
It's still,
especially in the men. Pot bellies means rich.
Sign of wealth.
I mean,
Richard wanted a pot belly. Where is he?
I grew up in an environment, right? It's a few also where if somebody was somewhere else, maybe in the city, and is coming back home, they would have to eat so much, taking all sort of appetizers, you know, appetite boosters, so that they can put on a little more weight. Then they can come and tell family that my husband is taking good care of me. You know, but gradually, the Ghanaian woman is getting aware that, look, I can look all this and that, but it will come with some consequences in the near future. So I want to understand a question to say that the Ghanaian woman is still thinking that if you tell them this, they will be a little, but gradually they are becoming aware. You know, we deal with them, I mean, on a daily basis, and mostly because of their lifestyle. So you get to know. Now they are becoming more aware. So if you tell them, oh, it's because tomorrow you may have diabetes and hypertension. When you try and ask them, is there something like that in your family already? And you say that, and if they say yes, then you tell them that, look, if it's in your family and already you're also big, it means that the chances that you will get or you may get diabetes or hypertension is very high. Then they become aware. We call that health belief model. If you tell somebody that, look, if I do this right, I will get this positive health result. And I don't do it, I will get that negative result. They will tend to change.
Okay. Before I come with my next question, 0302-211-70124. Those are the numbers. So please call us and ask your questions as well. But you're saying that Ghanaians are becoming more aware. I think we're putting on the weight and then going to, you know, that hospital down there and taking out the fat from certain areas and pumping it into your harvest fats, the natural fats in your pump.
I feel like the quick fixes are more appealing to us.
Well,
because that's what we see. That's what we see most of the time. People will come to you. Most of the people who come, when you tell them you need to exercise, you need to lifestyle modification, you need to take better meals and all of that, they'll say, oh, doc, is there no medicine that I can take? You know, they want the quick fixes.
They are on the market, though.
They want quick fixes. Yeah, or they want surgeries. Those are more appealing to them. So in as much as we're talking to them and we're getting there, education is very, very important, because most people think that it's too stressful to exercise, and truly it's not that easy. It takes a while, you know, especially for women, you know, who are more prone to gaining weight, especially with hormonal changes and all. It's not easy. But then, so that's what makes these other choices appealing. So in as much as we talk to them, we have these challenges as well.
But there are some slim ladies who also have, you know, the hypertension, the diabetes. And what are you saying to those ladies? They're not obese, but obviously they have the symptoms that, you know, people who are obese do. So how can they also change
so
their
obesity is a
lifestyle?
major risk factor for all the conditions you mentioned, but it doesn't mean that if you are obese, you are going to get.
But you're more prone to get.
You're more prone,
Okay,
or it means
so
your risk
get
is
that.
higher. But there are people who are overweight or obese and are healthy or healthier than the slimmer ones.
I saw one
Because-
yesterday. I was shocked. I'll share that story later.
So what we do is we prefer the diet therapy for everyone.
Right.
If you have diabetes and you are not obese or you have normal weight, now the effect it may have on you, maybe compared to someone else, maybe less. But the point is the condition is still with you. So we'll still give an appropriate diet that will help manage it. You know, you can't cure all those conditions, but you can manage it. Now, with people who are obese, it becomes more complicated because if you give all the diet and the weight does not come down, it means you're compounding, the problem becomes compounded and the complications of those conditions will start coming in.
Right.
So the advice is, as much as possible, always eat healthy.
Okay.
And I always want to use the opportunity to tell Ghanaians that don't wait till the end of the year where you have to, don't wait till you get a complication from a diabetes.
Okay.
Then you get to know.
We have some callers, so Margaret.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Please go ahead.
Please, I want to ask the doctor. Please, what's the ideal weight for a woman? Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you answer
Please,
that,
I want
please?
to ask the doctor. Please, what's the ideal body weight for a woman?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
I
heard
can
you.
hear
Thank you
you.
for the question. Okay.
Ideal body weight for a woman. Well, the ideal weight is calculated using your weight over your height square. That's your BMI. So we'd have to take your height into consideration. Sometimes even your gender and then your ethnicity, but most of the time it's your weight and then your height. And then based on that, we calculate your BMI, we know the ideal weight. So I can't say the ideal weight for every woman is 60
Good.
or 75.
So I hope you
no.
got that clear. Samson.
Madam, I want to ask the doctor.
Yes, we're listening.
Yeah, I want to know how comes someone, a slim guy or lady weight is more than a fat woman or a fat man?
That's a good question.
A slim. Okay, so for our weights, it's not just your body fat. There's muscle mass and then there's bone mass as well.
Please, can you
So-
explain that a bit more? I mean, obviously,
So the
some
mass
people-
of your muscle and then the mass of your bone and then your body fat. So all of this come together and then your height. So all of this come together to determine how much you would weigh or which one is healthy. So I can tell how come somebody is weighing this and somebody's healthy and somebody is not healthy because we don't know the height we are dealing with.
Right.
We don't know the muscle mass we are dealing with. And then
Right.
we don't know the bone mass that we are dealing
So
with.
every
Everybody's
individual is different.
Yes.
Okay, Francis,
Yeah, hello.
I love the way the questions are coming in fast. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm blessed, thank you. Please go ahead.
Talking of calorie food, I want to know what foods are the calorie foods?
Calorie. Please, when we say calorie, we are referring to energy, all right? So there are certain foods or certain types of foods that have more energy than others. So, so take it this way. Take the same weight, assume the same weight of carbohydrate, fat, and protein. Like let's say meat, all right? And then let's say small banku, and then take maybe something like fat, fried yam, all right? So it has fat, all right? Now you see, fat has more energy than the protein and the carbohydrate. They have, for the same weight, if you compare the same weight, fat has more energy. In fact, twice the energy, more than twice the energy that the carbohydrate or the protein will have. So when you are eating, just be aware that any food that is fatty will have the tendency to make you more fat than that carbohydrate. It doesn't mean that if you eat too much carbohydrate, you are better off. But just know that when we say calorie foods, foods that have more energy and on the face value without considering quantity, the foods that are caloric, more caloric in this sense, are fatty foods.
Which are the desserts and
mean,
fried chicken.
So fatty foods are the fried foods. So fried yam, how do you call it? The palm nut soup, the groundnut soup,
Okay.
you know, if you prepare, say, okra stew, and there's fat in it, know that that is extra energy.
So desserts are good then? Is that what you're
Sorry, no.
saying? The sugary
I'm referring
stuff
to the
are not.
Ghanaian foods more because see, every time we are always in the books are always referring to.
But you know we're advanced now. You see,
advanced,
people
but
have 3-course meal. Like seriously.
That's why you see the people in the rural areas are also becoming obese, and we don't understand because we think that it's only the ice cream and stuff that make people fat. But our normal foods, Right. But beyond our normal foods, remember the ice creams, the burgers, the chips, and whatever that you eat, they have more energy too.
Okay, Martha, sorry for holding you so long. Oh, Martha left. Okay. Mama China.
Hello.
Are you Chinese?
Good evening.
Are you Chinese?
Yes.
You're Chinese?
Yes.
Say something
in Chinese.
Say something in Chinese then.
Ni hao ma, ni hao ma.
Oh, ni hao, ni hao.
Yes.
Thank you for calling. What's your question, please?
Please, I want to ask doctor, because there is a doctor who used to come on the set and talk about blood group and the food that
I was
they are
going
supposed
there.
to eat.
You took
So
my
I want
next
to
question.
ask both doctors, the dietitian and the doctor, that if the client or the patient comes, why don't they educate them that this is your blood group and this is the favorite food you are supposed to eat?
Yes. I was coming to that. You read my mind. Blood groups.
Okay. So please.
Blood group.
Okay.
You know, we have blood group.
O plus A,
They are supposed
Great
to
question.
Okay. I'm talking on the authority of the Ghana Dietetic Association, and I want to make this emphasis and make this very clear. Please, there is nothing like blood group diet. If you think that you are blood group, so you have to eat specific foods. Please, there's nothing like blood group diet. There's no diet which is suitable for a particular blood group. There's nothing like that.
What? I'm making this clear. Okay.
The only thing that matters when it comes to diet, which should be of concern, is whether you are intolerant. That is, if I eat, I may vomit. If I eat it, I feel like I'm itching, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but the blood group also contributes to that, doesn't it?
Wait, okay. Or you have a food allergy, that if I eat certain foods, that I would start itching. Those are concerns that you must note for yourself when you are coming up. I mean, when you start eating certain foods. Beyond that, it has nothing to do with your blood group. Nothing.
Wow.
That allergy you may have has nothing to do with your blood group. There's no link between blood group O or AB or that
an international dietitian actually did a survey and had 16 real life, patients who did the blood group thing. And there was a tremendous makeover. Seriously.
The international bodies that, inform us when it comes to diet. Like the way we would depend on maybe an international, a parent body, international body for pharmacies and others. In the US, we have the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. And in Britain itself, we have British Dietetic Association. Now, when you go to these countries, where those that we look up to, they don't in any way associate with these kind of things that in Ghana we embrace with this warmth. All these fat diet, we call them fat diet. All these blood group diet, this diet and that. We embrace it here, but over there they don't.
I beg
so
to
if
differ.
you go to their,
I beg to differ.
If you go to the, for instance, the US come every year with guidelines.
Yeah.
Guidelines that are supposed to guide, help with diet.
And they make money out of that. So you saying they don't embrace it is like.
No, I'm talking about the one that the US government presents.
Okay.
The Department of Health Services present. It comes with official guidelines. You wouldn't find any of these things there at all. So if you want an authoritative voice, ear to listen to, unless when you are paying mind or paying money, so giving money to get these consultations, always look at the standards. Where is it coming from? I can also come up with my own something, but how widespread is it? How, the scope of it. Does it include us, blacks, include other people? What's the scope? The WHO would have endorsed this. The Food and Agriculture Organization, all those, food-oriented health organizations, we have embraced these things. So let us try and then, as much as we are embracing foreign knowledge, let's be careful, because people are getting confused, all sort of knowledge. And sometimes the therapy that we need or the advice we need is that simple. Okay. Healthy eating. Eat for yourself and eat healthy.
Will you agree that lactose intolerant people have one thing in common, which is a blood group type?
Very good. Do you know why we are lactose intolerant in Ghana? Because when we are growing up, we are given teaspoons of milk in our diet. That is basic biology or biochemistry. So the enzyme that is supposed to help digest the food, the milk food, which is lactase, all right? When there's no need for it in your body, gradually, the body will not keep producing it. The body is very economical.
So are you saying that the blood group does not
no, it has no link. I'm going to explain to you why we grow up and we have this intolerance to milk. Because we grew up eating very little milk.
I was fed more than 1 teaspoon of milk in my house.
And you
but I am lactose intolerant. And it applies to my blood group.
That is. And so you think it's applied to your blood group.
Yeah,
but you see, you can't use, I mean, when you're advising, you can't use your personal experience. You see, you must, in research, you have to make sure that even a result that is done, that's achieved in a particular environment, must be duplicated to make a general knowledge advice.
Oh my God.
You understand?
Okay. Well, when we come back from the break, we're going to activate the phone line some more so you can get your words in. Back in a bit. Welcome back. So it's 0302-211-70124. That's the number. But I would like you to recommend some doctors. Let's do a little exercise here. If you've had a very successful relationship with your doctor, you know, call us and let us know who they are. I would gladly change mine to them.
I'm here.
You know, so please call us 0302-211-70124. We want people who have real examples, you know, like okay, can I please? You know, they have real life, should I say, models that they can brag about. Like maybe there's someone who's lived with diabetes for 20 years under them and they're still healthy. We want success stories like that, you know? Doctors who have been in the business for too long with too much experience and are not getting acknowledged. That's what we want to talk about also. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay. My name is Samuel. What I want to say is about the blood grouping and then the foods they normally advise that we take and then we don't take. At times I listen to that education and then I don't understand. Is it watermelon? God has created, watermelon, a very good fruit.
Yes.
And then a doctor will tell you that because you are blood group A, you don't have to take watermelon. I simply don't understand. I don't get it.
Okay.
So I think what the doctor is saying about the issue, the blood grouping should not have anything to do with the foods we are eating.
But because you like the food doesn't mean it's good for you. No. Can we educate more on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will tell Ghanaians that make your own list of the foods that are not good for you in terms of tolerance. If I eat, I don't feel comfortable, I feel edgy, or I just want to go to the loo, something. Those are foods that you don't tolerate, but those should not in any way be related to blood group diet. Not at all. See, there are many studies. When we do studies, we do what we call systematic studies, then we do meta-analysis. We combine so many studies and we come to a conclusion. The conclusion is that there is no basis for anybody to say that some foods are good because of your blood group diet. The only concerns when it comes to food are allergies. When I eat, I itch. Or I feel uncomfortable, then it's like my eyes are popping out, that kind of thing. Sure. Those are concerns.
Okay. You talking about itching. I ate snails when I was like 10. And the next day, there was rashes on my neck. From there, I thought, I'm allergic to snails. I won't eat again. Escargot is my favorite right now.
And nothing happens.
Nothing happens to me. So let's be careful the kind of advice we give here.
No, listen.
Snails, busy snails were a mazu superma. Or don't should be So what could be, you know, some of these things that, you know, happen to us that.
So our immune system, right, the body can be sensitized to certain things. The very first time that you get, you know, there's chicken pox. For instance, I'm using chicken pox as an example.
Okay.
You know, they say that if I get chicken pox this time, I'm not going to get it again. You have primed your body. So it means that the next time that organism comes in, your body is not going to allow you to suffer the consequences, all right?
Oh.
So that's an example of what is happening to you.
Okay.
But there's some people whom they can eat 1,000 times of that snail and they'll suffer 1,000 times. So that means that you are allergic to it. So don't eat it because you can suffer.
So, oh my God.
Right. So
this thing is
that,
more
just know
complicated
thyself.
than...
See, it's as simple as I always say that, look, know yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't let anybody
Then I
confuse
don't
you.
need a dietitian
No.
if I should just listen to my body.
The dietitian.
Who will be my dietitian?
No, listen. The concern or where a dietitian plays a role. It's like saying you don't need a doctor. Where a dietitian plays a role.
Self-medicated.
No, you see, where a dietitian plays a role is a dietitian is supposed to modify your diet. That is
Okay.
the role of a dietitian. The dietitian is not supposed to change your diet, modify your diet. So there are certain foods that you are eating a particular way for a long time, all your life. I mean, and then a dietitian tells you that, look, this food, keep eating it, but try and size it this way, or
Okay.
even add more.
We have a
That's what
question,
we
I'm
do.
sure, on standby. Hello? So sorry for keeping you on standby so long. Hello? Hey, I'm there. We'll find our from a Google phone no more. Hello? Okay. So back to you.
Yeah. So all
I think Dr. Hannah-Lisa has to talk. I'm sorry. Do you have anything to shed on, you know, this whole lifestyle change that, you know, Desi is talking about?
Well, as we go, there are some people that as they grow, they outgrow allergies. Their immune system becomes more tolerant. That's certain people. I remember when I was younger, I had certain allergies, but now I don't have them anymore. I was told as I was growing up that I would outgrow them. And yes, my immune system became kind of sensitized.
Right.
So now I don't have allergies anymore. Sometimes too, it's also because of our lifestyle modification. When we are young, you do anything and everything. They tell you you're allergic to this, you hide and go and take it. But as you grow older, you realize that the pleasure, it cannot be compared to the pain. As in, you can take granules and then all that you have after it, it's not worth it. So as we go, sometimes we modify our lifestyles, so maybe we don't have as much. There are certain people too that do not outgrow it. They'll be allergic to it from childhood to adulthood. So all of this is as you grow, you get to know yourself better, you learn more about yourself, and then you learn more about your condition as well.
Okay. So what's the best, I don't know, should I call it diet? Because you said there's nothing like blood group diet and all of that. So
Okay.
what's
And I
the
always
best
say this,
way to
the
eat?
best diet is healthy diet. When we say healthy diet, the diet must be balanced. That means that it must have a bit of all the nutrients
In one meal.
in a meal.
In one meal.
It's possible. It is
Hey.
doable.
Okay.
Okay. So take for instance, this morning I took oat. That oat has carbohydrates, constant. There was a little milk, some protein, and then I also like see the fun thing is we still like our stuff. We can still eat healthy and still do it. So you know, you understand. So there was carrot. I add carrot, and then bell pepper.
Carrots with oats.
No, not to the oats. I mean with the enchichuri that I did. I mean the
What is
enchichuri.
true?
Listen, the enchichuri is
Hold
the
on.
egg
In Chefwana.
Yes,
oats.
those-
Is
yes.
it in Chefwana oats?
and bread.
Hey.
You know, I'm talking about the normal, the way we normally eat. All right.
And the
It's
pay
like-
and equasora.
Yes, I do.
And that was her name.
No. It's about the quantity. It's about the quantity of
Quantity,
the bread, the bread that you are eating.
Okay.
Right? So some few slices of bread. There was carrot. There
Few,
was
how
bell
many?
pepper. 2.
I want to learn your
No,
diet, so I'm going to follow
I
you.
enjoy the oats. So
Okay,
when you
2
enjoy the oats, so
slices.
much, 2 slices, and
In
the oat
Chefwana with
was enough.
carrots and whatever, and I'm
Bell
sure
pepper, I mean-
is it butter and is it choy?
No.
Okay,
It
how
was
about is it choy?
oil, the normal oil, the one we
Oil.
use. Yes, the normal oil.
You wouldn't say
There's no-
olive oil,
No,
coconut
I-
oil.
no. I wouldn't mention any of them.
They're not good.
It's about the quantity that you are using and how you do the cooking. That's all that matters.
So olive oil and coconut
they
oil,
are
they're
all,
not.
see, they give extra benefit. But if I eat olive oil and I use so much, like almost like a sea of olive oil.
But isn't
what-
one better than the other? It's like,
Okay. See, I always want us to be culturally sensitive. I want us to be cost effective and then sustainable,
No, forget the cost.
healthy eating.
Health
No, it's
is
very
wealth.
important.
Hey, no.
Health is wealth.
No.
But you see,
You
how
have to-
sustainable
you
is
have
it?
to-
That's why people start the quick fixes and then later they can't continue. For instance, all this ketogenic diet and stuff, at the point in time they'll give up.
Oh, that's
Because,
crazy.
no, I'm just giving an example. The
Maintenance.
diet for treatment or for healthy living must be sustainable. So
Right.
whatever you are eating, that is why I said dietitian does. A good dietitian will help you modify the diet so you can continue eating that same food for the rest of your life, cost effective.
Okay. So in Chefwa na oats na brodo.
Yes, in the morning.
In the morning. In the evening, eto na baze.
No, in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. After
that's
church.
one bowl, pepper, and there was some onions and
what are you gonna
tomatoes.
have for dinner?
And this evening, I'm not sure, but I may depend on
you
how.
Skip?
No, I won't skip.
Okay.
But depending on how I feel, I may either eat fufu.
Hey.
Yes.
That's a good diet. That's a healthy
That's
diet,
a healthy
right?
diet. See, a healthy
is that
diet
how you
is
eat?
a normal
Did you
diet.
have what did you have for breakfast and lunch, please?
Tea and bread.
Okay, and then lunch?
Banku and fish.
Okay, what are you having for dinner, or is it supper?
Maybe rice and stew.
Wow, carbono also.
No,
it's about
the quantity.
It's not about, you see, and that is why people are doing ketogenic diet. They say that, oh, carbohydrates is the reason we are becoming obese. But what quantum of carbohydrate are you eating?
Right.
If it's sizable.
So should we scrap the carbohydrates altogether?
Your body is programmed to use carbohydrate first for energy.
Right.
First.
That's why the keto dieters are obviously suffering.
They try and modify your body. Tell God that, God, we don't like this metabolism you are giving us. God, we are changing it. We are going to use fat.
But have you seen the keto rash?
Yes.
That's a symptom you get. You get rashes.
Yeah.
Why would you want to look good and then have rashes for whole body?
Even
hey, woman skin now.
Some are able to overcome it.
Okay.
But what normally my heart aches for them is the fact that they go and then eventually they come back.
Yeah.
And they come back and then they will ask you that, oh no, I'm fed up, so I want you to help me.
Right.
You know. So
unfortunately, we have to wrap up. I'm really enjoying this though. Like we should do a part 2 maybe a month from now or 2 months from now. But before we go, Dr. Lisa, do you have anything to add to, healthy lifestyle? Very short, 20 seconds. 10 seconds, he said.
Yes, I think we should all be health conscious. We should know the weight that is good for our height. The weight that based on our height, keeps us in a healthy range. We should eat well. We should visit the hospital, find out if we have any diseases, and then try and live a healthy life, basically.
Thank you. Mr. Hackman.
Okay. Whenever you are in doubt, talk to a registered dietitian. And Ghana Dietetic Association is here. So we have a Facebook page, Ghana Dietetic Association. You can also see me. I'm on Facebook all the time. My Facebook handle is The Corporate Dietitian. And I post stuff on Facebook virtually every day to share free knowledge with Ghanaians. Please, whenever you are in doubt about your diet, talk to a registered dietitian.
Okay. I also learned one thing from him, though. Listen to your body. So if you eat and you're allergic or you don't feel good about something, cut it and then find out, research about it. Trust me, there's so much information on Google, and make sure that you're reading more. Expand your knowledge every single day by just reading a few, lines a day. And trust me, you'll be on your way to becoming Mr. Hackman right here. My name is Movi Hafer. Thank you for joining us. Have a lovely, should I say, rest of your Sunday. I'm out.